The scene is brought to you by Aqua Adventure Malta, Sabaqua Supplies and Services Limited, Vaseline, Sure, Mdina Glass.
Good evening and welcome to The Scene, the only show in Malta to bring you the best of Malta. What's on, where to go, what to do and where to be seen.
And each week we'll be bringing you the best venues, the most exciting events and having a look at what's coming up in the next 7 days. From festas to festivals, gigs to galleries, clubs to concerts.
Absolutely. We'll also be taking a look at some of the most exclusive locations in Malta, whether you're an islander or just visiting.
And we'll be having a look at some of the activities you can get up to in Malta, from the obvious to the more obscure.
And finally, we'll be giving you an insider's guide to everything Maltese and how to make the most of the Maltese Islands.
So if you are looking to get the best out of your summer, this is the place to be seen. So today's where to go, well, we've come right to the heart of Malta, right to the centre, to Ta Qali, known to most for its national stadium, national park and national fruit and veg market.
Indeed. Now, when Ta Qali was used as an airfield and aerodrome by the RAF, the British couldn't pronounce Ta Qali, so they called it Ta Qali, spelt with a K. Idiots. RAF Ta Qali was an operational airfield until the mid-1950s, believe it or not.
Maybe due to its central location and maybe because it's one of the largest grassy areas in Malta, Ta Qali is absolutely wonderfully popular with dog walkers and picnickers alike. And because it's also incredibly flat, it's also popular with runners and walkers.
Absolutely, and of course music. Now, apart from the two big events here at Ta Qali, which is Beer Fest and Earth Garden, the park has also hosted a wide range of huge artists like Dire Straits, Iron Maiden, Bonnie Tyler, it's more your thing, and Deep Purple, just to name a few.
So the Ta Qali Park hosts a model aviation club, a craft village, an aviation museum and sports facilities.
And it has a dog park and a children's park, an off-road biking track and a karting track. Plus, of course, what we're going to be looking at today, the world famous Mdina Glass. So, as we said, today we're at Mdina Glass in Ta Qali. Now, the factory has been here since 1968, originally set up by two British men, Eric Dobson and Michael Harris. Very British names, aren't they? And now,
They are.
indeed, those two set about pioneering glass blowing here in Malta. But very quickly, the company started taking part in trade fairs and exporting their products abroad.
2 years later, Michael left the company. In 1975, Joseph Saeed joined the business as production manager. By 1983, the guys were shipping glass all over the world. In 1985, Eric stepped down and Joe took over running the business. The rest, as we say, is history. Olivia, it's so wonderful talking to you this morning, and it's been really, really inspiring. And as we've been looking at the glass blowing over here, you've been filling me in with some of the details of your story, because this is a family business, isn't it? So how does that work? How do you fit into that?
Basically, when my father took over in 1985, we all, the kids, we were 4 kids, wanted to come and join in the summer to help, you know.
Are you wanting to be
yes,
here?
Yes, we were never forced. In sales, in the office, you know, just running around doing some small jobs. Till I was 13, I was helping in the office, to be honest, doing some, you know, trying to learn something. And then when I was 13 years old, I decided I wanted to be a glass maker.
So you genuinely thought, I want to blow glass?
Yes, because when I was young, when I was, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 or whatever, I didn't reach, you know, the furnace that was too high for me, so they used to put a small box for me to be able to reach. That was just, you know, trying things out. But then when I was 13, I decided I really want to be part of the team.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
I had, you know, I started coming during my summer months. We used to work from 6 to half 4, that you know, 10 hours at that time. And every minute I had, I used to come here. Same my sisters, they weren't in production, but you know, in the sales, in the stores, wherever. This is where we spent our summer holidays.
So this is your love. This is what you always wanted to do.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing. I'm so thrilled. And we're going to be talking to your other sister a bit later on as well. Thank you so much
welcome.
for spending time with us today.
Welcome. It was a
Thanks
pleasure.
a lot.
Mark, hi. You're the marketing manager here at Mdina Glass. Now, later on, I'm going to be having a go at blowing glass in your hot room. It looks incredibly difficult, and it's obviously a very skilled job. How long would it take someone to become qualified, if you like, to learn how to blow glass in the way that you do here at Mdina?
How long are you here for?
About 15 minutes more.
I should do it.
Yeah.
It really depends on the person.
Yeah.
It takes a long time because there are various aspects of production, as you'll see when you go in there.
Yeah.
There are people preparing the glass, gathering the glass, applying the colours, and they're all skill sets in themselves. And the glass
So each
blowing.
one is a separed job of the in the process.
They work in a team, so they're passing stuff on from one place to another, and you can work up to glass finisher and everything. So
Right.
it's literally sort of years and years of experience that builds up to get to that point.
Incredible, and I understand you actually take people here at Mdina with no experience and you start them at the beginning and train them through, is that right?
Yeah.
What
Qualifications
do you need to start as a trainee?
Determination.
Able to handle the
and
heat.
patience. And being able to handle the heat. Although it's a good place to work in the winter.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Everyone else is freezing to death and it's nice and warm in there.
Yeah.
Mdina Glass is an old business, local traditional artisan business here in Malta, but now stands in 2015 with a large shop, export, a product that is sold all over the world. In terms of a business, what has the change been in your time here even? Have you seen a change in the business developing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's developed and changed mainly through the diversity of the products that are offered now.
Right, sure.
People might remember Mdina Glass as being a company that produced ornate decorative vases and bowls,
Sure,
paperweights.
which you still do, of course.
We do, yeah, and they're very popular still, etc. But we also offer a vast range of other items like lighting solutions, scented candle holders, lamps, the lanterns,
Yes.
even kitchenware like oil and vinegar bottles and soap dispensers.
Yes, of course.
So
Yeah.
it's grown a lot because they've developed ways of working these things and introduced new ways of working with the glass, which has allowed them to broaden their horizons onto a lot of different products.
Mark, it's absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to get in there and have a go myself.
Good luck.
So we're now with David here at Mdina Glass. Hi David, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I understand, now you're doing the kind of intricate small work here, which is called lamp work, right?
correct, yes.
Why is that? Why is it called lamp work?
Well, when they originally started doing this sort of work, they used to refer to this torch as a lamp.
Oh, so this is the lamp here,
Yes.
right, okay. I'm assuming, how many years have you been doing this, David?
Over 35 years.
So
I've
this
been
piece of
doing
kit has changed in your time? Okay.
Yes, quite a lot. It's now referred to more as a torch than a lamp.
Okay, so it comes from the old name of basically the kit you're using,
Yes.
being the lamp. I see you're making a horse.
Yes.
Now, how long would that take to make for a finished piece?
For a finished piece like this, usually about 40 minutes.
Really? And this is just the head, but this is going to be just a whole horse or a horse and carriage or?
Just a horse, but it'll be standing on its rear legs.
Right, so it'll be rearing up.
That's
Oh,
it, yeah.
fantastic. Absolutely incredible. Now, I've just been next door in the hot room and they're talking about glory holes and blowing and all that. You don't have any of that here, do you?
No, I have this small oven at the side here which keeps the glass warm,
Right, okay.
because if I put the glass straight into the flame while it's cold, it'll crack.
It cracks, doesn't it, and shatter. Okay, so you're keeping the glass warm in this small furnace over here, and then you transfer it here to manipulate
To
it.
work with, yes.
Okay, absolutely. I've been, around the corner on the shelf. There's an incredible horse and cart piece with a carriage, big long piece, something like that. Is it made in one piece or several pieces stuck
Obviously
together?
not. No, it's made in quite a lot of pieces really, and then we join them all together at the end.
You join them all together
Yeah.
at the end. So, for example, each horse will be made separately, I guess.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then they all connect onto the glass frame. Because I was thinking, that's, what about if you break it halfway through?
Well, then, luckily with this type of glass, you can repair it easily. So.
Right, okay, so let's say you you've obviously been doing it 30 years, so, I assume it doesn't happen. But let's say you dropped this now and it broke. Would you then chuck that away or repair it?
It can be repaired. It depends how badly it was broken, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's quicker to make a new one than to repair it.
What about, there's lots of designs out there that are very, very similar. How do you keep them all the same?
That's just experience, I think. So,
Just through the 30 years of doing it,
yeah,
you've got
but
to...
each one is still individual. So.
Fantastic. Thanks, David, for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
We've just stepped out of the glass-blowing hot shop, largely because it's very, very hot. And we're standing here talking to Olivia. Thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, my goodness, we've just been in there watching this incredible process. It's absolutely fascinating. Can you just explain to me, what is everybody doing?
Basically, there's a standard process whereby we put a combination of sand and silicas into the furnace.
Okay.
That melts around 1,400 degrees.
So that's stage one.
Yes, and that's when you get the molten glass, which is clear glass, transparent.
Okay.
After that, they gather on blowpipes, the transparent glass, put the colour.
Right.
And
As
then
the colour goes in afterwards?
After, yes. Obviously, it's glass as well. The colour is glass, and
Sure.
it comes in different forms and
Right, gotcha.
whatever. After that, they make the pattern, blow it, and they give it to the glassmaker. It's a process. They give it to the glassmaker to actually form the glass, depending on what shape they want to do. After that, another glassmaker attaches a rod to the bottom of the vase, and they cut it off the original blowpipe.
Right.
To warm up the top part, so they
this
can
is
make
when
the
they were
neck.
handing it over?
Yes.
Which was amazing.
Basically,
That's
what they do
incredible.
is, and then they have to warm the top part up to finish the vase, either a neck or an opening,
Right.
or a bowl, depending on what they're producing.
And they're all completely coordinated so that when someone's finished this one bit, the next person completely knows what the next person has
It's
to do.
very important that they work. There's a lot of timing work, which is very important.
And how many people are in there today, approximately? It
We're
looked like
10
there's about 10.
glassmakers.
10 coordinated men. It's a miracle.
Coordinated by me.
Yes, there you go, and a woman in charge. So we're looking at the designs today. They're doing these big, big glasses today. The number of people, how do people decide on the design? The design, is that how many people are there, or do you think about it beforehand and set up the
Yes,
team?
generally
How does
what we
that
do
work?
is, obviously, we design things from scratch. Okay, once we confirm that that's our range that we want to, produce, everyone would know, listen, we're doing the Africa range today, for example.
Sure.
And not all ranges or all items need the same amount of people to produce it. So in this case today, we needed all 10 for this range. But however, if they're doing something where they require, for example, 6 people, then the other 4 will be doing something else.
Right,
Like
gotcha.
a solid item, like a sculptural item, or fish, paperweights, whatever.
Send them off to do some
Yeah.
paperweights. Now, one of the things that we noticed, and we've had to step out of there for just a moment, not only because it's noisy, it is extremely hot, which I'm thinking in the winter is kind of useful. Everyone's rushing to do this work. But in the summer, how do you keep your guys cool?
It's tough, especially the summer. It's quite
It's
a bit.
been hot,
It's
isn't
very hot and sticky. I mean, we try as much as possible. They have their afternoons off sometimes. To to limit the amount of time they spend here in the summer. But unfortunately, since the bulk of the tourists and the people come in summer, they want to watch them, so they're here.
Of course.
Obviously, they have extractor fans and water and,
Yeah.
you know. We try to do the larger items in the morning when all the furnaces are on, all the glory holes are on, there's more heat. And then in the afternoon, when we do the smaller items, we can turn off some of the glory holes, because we have the main furnaces where the molten glass is in, and then we have glory holes where basically they use them to warm up the
Glory holes,
yes, that's what
they're called glory
yeah.
holes.
Yes.
Oh my!
They're often the large ones are off in the afternoon, which decreases the heat a bit. In the winter, then from let's say October till June, it's very pleasant to work. But in summer, yes, it's very tough.
It's very, very hot. Now, I guess the last question for me is, you just mentioned that we've got 10 guys there, you're organising them, but this is not new to you. You've been in this family business all your life, is that right? And you are a glass blower as well.
Yes, I always loved it from the first day. Sort of I was introduced to it. Obviously, I used to come here when I was young. I always wanted to try.
That's because your dad is in
yes,
charge.
My dad. Basically, my dad started as a glass blower here,
Right.
and then became production manager. And eventually, when the English people, moved out, he bought it and took it over. So from day one, when in '85 I was around 6, 7, I always used to come here in the summer.
Yeah.
Always trying, small things. But then when I was 13, I decided I really want to be part of the team.
Brilliant.
So I used to spend all my summer months, obviously in between school and university here, and Christmas holidays. That's how I learned, basically.
Amazing. Well, listen, heads up to you, and just incredible. But listen, I'm wondering if Paul, in the last show, or a couple of weeks ago, had a go at making cocktails. I'm wondering, is there any chance that we can have a go?
Yeah, sure. You can try blowing.
Brilliant! Paul and I blowing. That's going to be interesting. Olivia, thank you ever so much indeed.
Welcome.
Brilliant.
So Mark, had a look at the hot room, which is where all the glass blowing is going on, but this is something different, right? This is something that's quite special here at Mdina, glass fusion.
Yep.
Have I got that right?
Yes.
What is it? Tell me all about it.
It's basically where you have a sheet of glass, and then you have a design on that glass that you start to put together with other pieces of glass, coloured glass, that are cut out to shape.
Okay.
They make a tableau, a picture, or an abstract, or whatever it is you want. They're all arranged in place, and then they're basically put in the oven, and they're fused together with the heat.
So it's more flat pieces compared to the blowing, which obviously creates a more 3D object,
In general,
like a vase or something.
Yeah. In general, there'd be decorative plates, maybe ashtrays, and clocks, that sort of thing. We also use them for corporate gifts and trophies,
yes,
etc. as well.
Awards and things like that.
Yeah.
What makes glass fusion so special? It's obviously different from glass blowing. I've heard of glass blowing. I've seen it in various different countries, but I've never heard of glass fusion. Is it a special technique or something that has been developed here at Mdina?
No, it's been around for centuries.
Right.
But it's something that the guys here have really excelled at, because they've been able to take things from the general old-fashioned sort of idea of glass fusion and being able to put pictures together.
Fantastic. Absolutely love it. So with David, glass fusion extraordinaire. Hi David, how are you?
All right.
Tell me a little bit about this glass fusion. We're chatting to Mark about what it is in general. But how does it work?
What this is we start from scratch.
Right.
So you have a piece of glass.
Standard piece of glass.
We have a drawing, which we do once.
Okay.
And then we cut the pieces on the drawing to be sure that everything is accurate.
So this is like a map or a template, if you like, for the finished
Sort
piece.
of, yeah. We do the drawing ourselves because, you know, we love art. So this is something which has to do. If you don't like art, you're not really good at this.
Right, sure,
You know what
okay.
I mean? So
Well, no, it is an art,
because you have to
clearly.
do this with a passion.
Yes.
And I mean, for example, I'm one of those guys where I love to get up in the morning and come to work because
Yes.
this is something so creative for me. You know?
Okay.
I'm always doing something different. So what we do
So you
is
get the pattern,
we
you
have
put the glass
pattern
on top.
and we measure every piece and we cut it ourselves. And then we put everything on a plate and, believe it or not, we fix it in place with hair gel.
Really?
Yes.
I think I used to have this hair gel when I was 17.
We don't use generous amounts, otherwise, because of the heat, it might leave some residue.
Yes.
And it becomes black. It depends what kind of glass you're using. If it's transparent glass, it might become black.
Yes.
So you have to be very, you use it sparsely.
And just finally then, you've got a piece here which is all set up. Compared to the finished piece, it's not shiny, it hasn't got a glaze. How do you finish that
because
off?
then, when everything is finished and ready to go in, we put it in the oven and it's cooked.
Fantastic.
They give it a certain amount of time, certain amount of heat, and then we just leave it overnight.
Great. David, been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you
And me.
for your time. Trudy, it's been absolutely awesome here at Mdina Glass, having a go at the blowing and playing with the glory holes.
May I just point out, I was told I am a better blower than you are.
I heard that, and I also heard that practice makes perfect. Now, tell me what these are. This is absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? Pamela was telling me that this is actually their best seller.
Oh, right.
And these are scented candle holders, or is now just a vase, which could be a candle holder.
Because some of them have the candles in, don't they?
Right.
That's right.
I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And guess what? They're giving us 3 of these really beautiful items to give away as competition prizes.
Fantastic.
All you have to do is go to our Facebook page to enter and win.
Absolutely. So it's facebook.com/The Scene in Malta. And all you have to do is tell us where is Mdina Glass. And it should be pretty simple. We've said it like 50 times in the show. Learn about your rewind button and you'll find the answer.
Absolutely. And if you want to know what the T's and C's are, they're on the page as well. So here we are having a wonderful time at Mdina Glass, and the last person we're talking to is Pamela. Pamela, you're one of the family as well, aren't you? And you take care of retail. So my first question to you is, why are we looking at Christmas decorations in August? It's so hot.
We sell Christmas stuff all year round. People
Okay.
that come here take them back as a reminder. That reminds them about Malta. So it's something we sell all the time.
So the people come in, they see that you've got your Christmas decks here, and it doesn't matter to them if it's summer, they're going for the Christmas decorations.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Brilliant. You talked about people coming from abroad. I understand as well that you sell abroad as well. Is that right?
Yes, we sell abroad. We send them abroad.
Through the website?
Yeah, we've got a website and we offer a service for them to ship them out from here. They can choose the stuff from our stores and we send them ourselves. We
You
offer
send
them,
this glass all over the world. Where's the furthest place that you send it to?
America, Australia, everywhere.
Wow. So I guess that my biggest question would be, how come it doesn't get broken?
We've got this special packing.
Ah. Super packing that keeps it really, really nice and safe.
It's very rarely that anything breaks, so
Wow.
yes, it's very
Wow,
rare.
that's incredible. Because you'd think, sending it abroad, that you'd have a sort of a high breakages rate.
At the beginning we were a bit,
But now
got the
you've got it
training,
just right. That's brilliant. I also happen to notice that you have a cat and dog in the
Yes.
store. Now, I've been here, I guess, as long as since I've lived in Malta, and the dog has been around for about 9 years.
9 years, yes.
Dog
Exactly.
ever broken anything?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's very good. She's very good with people, with our stuff. So
She's never broken
she was
anything?
actually a stray. and we took her in. Actually, the first time we saw her, we thought it was a cat because it was very ugly weather. We brought her in, and since then she's with us.
Ah, how brilliant.
Yes.
So I guess a couple more questions for you, and that's just, we talked about the dog and the dog not breaking anything. We've been here with you today, and I've seen crowds coming in and enjoying the store and looking at everything, and lots of kids.
Yes.
Do you not get a bit nervous at times?
Once in a while, yes. Because not all kids are well behaved, so I guess.
I noticed that today.
Yes.
Last question. You've got glass, you've got shelves, it is absolutely beautiful and pristine. The items are amazing and wonderful and very colourful. That must require a lot of dusting.
Yes, definitely. I mean, every day we have to dust part of the shops. It's a continuous job all the time.
Every day?
Yes, definitely.
Listen, Pam, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely wonderful. We're going to take a look around.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have been having a wonderful time. We really hope you've enjoyed the show as well. Now it's time for the What's On guide. And well, it's another great week and weekend coming up, and another huge one for music events. So let's have a butcher's of what's coming up. Live jazz at Palazzo de Piero due to popular demand. Live Jazz Wednesdays in the summer are back this year, featuring renowned jazz players in the live trios and quartets who will deliver sterling sets, diversely faceted jazz material.
Absolutely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Creamfields, the biggest dance franchise in the world, is coming to Malta once again for its 2015 concert. It's on the 14th of August, which is the eve of the public holiday. It's at MFCC grounds here at Ta Qali, and Creamfields Malta 2015 is a date for your diary.
And that's not all. Jeff Mills is considered to be one of the most brilliant DJs and producers of techno in the world. And he is going to be here. He's the most recognised representative figures of Detroit techno, whatever that is. And he is here playing in Malta this weekend, playing at Chateau Busquet on Friday, which is the 14th.
Absolutely. Now, this weekend on Friday and Saturday, for the first time, Marsavin are holding Antonin Under the Stars at their Ramla Valley estate in Shara in Gozo. Sounds amazing. As a celebration of the start of the grape harvest, this event promises an amazing combination of Marsavin wines, food from Chukas, and music from Winter Moods.
Nice. We've also got spectacular fireworks featuring the Tower of Light, is the title given to this year's St Mary's Fireworks Factory of Ma'aba Pyro Musical Show. Wow. Held on the eve of the Festival of Santa Maria in Ma'aba on the 14th. Now look, if you want to hear about any more of these things or anything else we've discussed in the show, go onto our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Scene in Malta.
Absolutely. If you'd like to watch this show again or any of the previous shows in the series, you can find us on YouTube. Search under Brave Media Malta. Ladies and gentlemen, make the most of your week, and until next time, ciao.
The Scene is brought to you by Aqua Adventure Malta, Sabaqua Supplies and Services Limited, Vaseline, Sure, Mdina Glass.